Hey, how's it going? Welcome back. So this one is going to be a cool one. We're breaking into ChatGPT and the new version of ChatGPT, which is the Turbo, the 4.0, the 4 little O thing. And we're going to customize it. So this can have great uses for you. I just created a new one called Instructional Systems Designer. And this one's a special one because it has been fed all the good material from the original research that led to ADDIE. So if you thought all the doubts that you had about ADDIE, like how many faces, like all that stuff, it should be able to handle that, and it'll actually break you down from job task analysis all the way down to the evaluation. So it's interesting because it came out to be something more than I expected it to be. I thought it was going to be like, it would just make the stuff for you, but it also can double as a knowledge repository sort of partner. So if you think about the implications of this, if you're in corporate learning and you have your own processes and procedures, what I'm going to show you here is going to give you the idea that you could actually create your own custom chatbot that doesn't have to be available to the public and that can be used as a resource. Let's check it out. Okay, here we are. I'm in ChatGPT. Now, if you want to follow along and do your own thing, go ahead and check the link in the description. You can actually get to ChatGPT, but I actually have the link to this specific chatbot. So I want you to try it, kind of rate it if you like. Also drop a comment here in the YouTube and let me know, what do you feel needs to be improved or anything like that. That'd be kind of cool. I appreciate it. Otherwise, whatever you can help with, like, subscribe. That would be great because that helps the channel. And thanks to all 130 some people that have subscribed. So you guys are awesome. All right, let's get to it. So here it is. This is a custom chatbot. It's not your regular ChatGPT. So if I click here, right, this is the average ChatGPT. You can ask it whatever. It goes against the internet and looks for stuff. All right, cool. Now, what I'm working with, what I'm showing you with, is the ChatGPTs, and over here in ChatGPT. Oh, by the way, check the video. There's a video up here. There's a video up there actually. There's a video up there that shows you the first time where you can just write prompts, right? So if you're using the general ChatGPT, you can just do that, right? Like send it a prompt and say, how should I develop a course for traffic stops for police officers? Let's do this, right? Okay, so we're doing that prompt and you'll see what it comes up with. So here are some this is pretty much picking everything out there from the internet and to developing a course for traffic stops. So define objectives, legal knowledge, ensure officers understand the legal grounds. So if you notice, there's not really any structure in terms of a good instructional design. This is just like if you ask anybody in the street, we need to make a course on something, right? So people will go with what they know in terms of when they went to school. So now let's go ahead and try it against the GPT. All right, so here is the GPT that I have. We're gonna give it the same prompt. And here we go. So here it is. In this case, notice the difference. It's going to break everything down by ADDIE. So it's gonna give you the analysis phase. And again, the notion here is that this is going to show you stuff that perhaps you didn't think about or didn't know about, because ADDIE actually provides all specific steps. It's not just a framework out there that is generic. So it's going to be based on this specific things like data collection plan. So you want to collect data, right? Everybody always tells you about, analysis. What are the needs analysis? And that's usually based just on an interview, talking to someone that's requesting a course. And it should not be that way. It should be that, but you should be looking into job data. So if you notice here, choose methods as interviews when experienced officers, track if traffic stops, review and incident reports. So you're actually reviewing the actual behaviors at work, the products, the outcomes at work, and then determining with that part of your gap. But I understand that if you're an instruction designer and somebody's just asking for a course and you're going to make a course, then you're not going to have to need to go into this detail, or won't be able to. Let's put it that way. So this is the real ultimate level of instructional design that was overreached. Systemic approach to training. It's really for programmatic instruction in many cases. So we're not just talking educational courses. And so select the interview samples. Consolidate the data, validate the tasks. That's just all in design, in analysis. What I can tell you, but to simplify it, the way I simplify it is, yes, you do a needs analysis. You want to look at the job task, analyze the job task, and then break down what are the specific cognitive, psychomotor, affective stuff that affects that. And then from there, validate those tasks, right? So validate the task list is basically you say, hey, this is what I got. This is what you guys do. Now, what is it that you do? And you want to do a task list that also shows what are the most common, what is the most common frequently done stuff. That's the stuff that should be trained, and the stuff that is barely done should have a job aid or some kind of performance support, because it doesn't make sense to train people on stuff they do once a month or through once a quarter. All right, so design phase. Here's your design phase. It gives you everything down, the objectives. Here are the objectives, and is going to also provide you with that, right? So it's telling you what to do in this case, and then you can provide it a list of tasks, for example, or if you provided information like a list of the things that people need to do as a police officer, then from there go and create learning objectives against that, right? So you can mimic that. All right, so let's talk about how to make your own bot like this, that you can actually test it individually and find out. And I guess this is something you may want to think about, but I cover some details. So I have the pay plan. That's one thing to emphasize. So I do have the pay plan, and I believe those are limited to the pay plans. It's only like $20 a month. This is way worth anything more than $20 or whatever it is today. So it'll give you access to this My GPTs, and it'll give you access to create a GPT, right? So you create a GPT. This is the name of your GPT, then the description of it. So what it does. So it's what you see in that front page when you saw the name of it, and then you saw what it said below. So this is what the viewer will see. And then the instructions, right? So what is it that it does? So in this case, let's say that you're running a call center and you have a bunch of rules about how to perform things in customer requests, right? Customer refunds, saving accounts, stuff like that. You can actually pump your rules in here and stuff like that. A more sophisticated approach would be to set up an API connection between your data sources and stuff like that, and that's available, but that'll probably cost a little more. But you can dump that here, and then you get to decide a few things, and there are some conversation starters. So let's say, for example, the most common things that people set up a refund, right? So you can set up as conversation starters. If the information is here on how to do that, then when they click on this, it will immediately go and do that exactly. So you got the one thing to pay attention to here is that so you can upload your files, and I heard that this has some kind of limit of 20 files, but you can upload your files with your processes. I recommend doing Word, just simple text, and however many pages, doesn't really matter. Just look at the limitations for size and file numbers, and then it could use that as a reference against what it needs to because it will have summarized that already. So the other part is web browsing. So let's say if you don't want it to give misinformation that is not pertaining to the purpose of what you're doing, then knock out the web browsing, and then it will be just limited to the stuff that you're seeing there. Besides that, then there's the daily image generation, which is all right for stuff that's cool. But if you don't want people distracted generating images, then boom, you take that out, and it will be just specifically for this chat stuff that you have there. So, but what is the added advantage? Well, the added advantage is actually analyzing your processes and tasks and stuff. And maybe you can ask it questions as to how can I improve this process, or how can do things. I think that's cool. I think it's something to explore. Maybe something I'll set up later. So this is the example I was talking about, where you have your conversation starters. And let's say if we're going to write test items, you just pop it in here, and it will give you then the info that you need, that is based on the best evidence out there exactly on how to set this up. So here is going, giving you examples of what that would look like, and providing then also the feedback for each of the options. So all of that is created. This will take hours for instruction designer to do. You can do it real quick if you give it a topic and then give it the content. Actually, or your learning objectives, it would actually do something aligned to that.